Have you ever wondered what would happen if you detonated a nuclear bomb at the bottom of the Mariana Trench? For those who don't know, the Mariana Trench is the deepest crack on the surface of the Earth. The trench is nearly 6.8 miles deep and up to 3 miles wide, and it is completely submerged in water. The bomb was dropped from a height of 6.5 miles, which is almost as deep as the Mariana Trench. But here we have our first problem. How are we going to get the bomb down to a depth of nearly 7 miles? Because the density of water is 0.2 thousandths of a pound per cubic foot, which means that at a depth of nearly 7 miles, the water pressure would reach 110 megapascals, which is 1/200 times greater than normal atmospheric pressure. In practice, this means that the nuclear bomb will simply be crushed without detonating. In this scenario, there will be no explosion, since compression to critical mass will not occur, and the bomb casing will fly off halfway, dissolving in the water. But suppose the bomb is lowered by a boat. This is a deep-sea vehicle, specially designed for high pressure, with the ability to be remotely controlled. Then there will be an explosion, and there are several options for what will happen after detonation. Number 1, if the bomb is detonated, not at the very bottom, but at a depth of 4 to 5 miles. In this scenario, a tsunami up to 400 feet high will form, which will completely wash away Japan and all of Southeast Asia. Half of Australia and eastern parts of China will also be flooded. The Pacific coast of the United States, especially San Francisco and Los Angeles, will be battered by waves up to 260 feet high. Other regions of the planet will also be affected, but not as badly. Number 2, the bomb will be detonated at the very bottom. Then know that the Mariana Trench is on the border of 2 lithospheric plates. If the bomb explodes at the very bottom, then the energy that the bottom will receive will be reflected in the lithospheric plates and will provoke a huge tsunami. But they will be the least of the troubles. The main troubles will be earthquakes of about 12 or 13 points, followed by magma emissions in the area of the explosion. This will start a chain of volcanic eruptions that will complete the picture, preventing survivors in the mountainous areas from getting out. In addition, volcanic activity will last at least 3 weeks, so the Earth will be covered with acid rain. And the ash will not only interfere with aviation, which will be needed to save people, but will also hinder the passage of sunlight through the atmosphere. And this already speaks of a possible nuclear winter, or several years of life in sub-zero temperatures. All these factors cause a global catastrophe, because of which many species of earthly inhabitants will be at risk of extinction, including humans. There is also a possibility that an explosion less than 2 miles from the bottom of the Mariana Trench will make a hole in the Earth's crust large enough to form a fountain of magma, which will form a new continent, which will have the same problems as the rest of the world. In addition, from the resulting impulse, the Earth will shift slightly from its orbit. This will either bring us closer to the Sun, causing the Earth to heat up and turn into a second Venus, or conversely, move us away from the Sun, where the Earth will plunge into eternal winter. There is also a possibility that an explosion of such force in places of tectonic faults will simply tear the planet to pieces. What will happen to humanity is not hard to guess. Here's what Robert Oppenheimer said about the creation of the atomic bomb in the summer of 1956. "We have done the devil's work, but fortunately, the probability of all of the above is extremely low. Because tests of this kind are banned internationally, and people are not so stupid as to destroy themselves. At least I hope so."